So we woke up in Portland on Saturday morning and drank a cup of whatever the hell came out of Craig's funny coffee brewer. We heard from quite a few people that we needed to check out the Portland Saturday market, so that's where we headed next.
How long have you been living in Portland? A year. And you haven't been here? How is that? This place looks great, man.
The place was full of food trucks and all kinds of crafty junk, but we had one objective: to find some good coffee.
Does the job. We got some good caffeine, but not necessarily any good coffee. So what do you say we go see what Portland's coffee scene is really about?
Let's do it.
After reviving our taste buds with some Coava Coffee, we head to the east side of Portland to meet up with Joel from Courier Coffee, a bicycle and coffee enthusiast who has found a way to combine both of his passions into his business model: roasting coffee and delivering that coffee via bicycle.
Riding bikes is not a prerequisite of the job, but it just happens that anybody I hire, they eventually end up biking. Courier was a cool name. I didn't really mean to capitalize on the whole bike thing, but all the other names we had were kind of lame. I wasn't ever very happy driving around a lot, and I really don't like being in traffic. I hate waiting. When you're on a bike, there's almost no waiting.
Yeah.
I think anybody can roast coffee, and that's the cool thing. Roasting coffee, it's easy. It's just like if you can caramelize an onion, if you can cook a steak, and I'm not really a meat eater, but a steak is a great analogy, or if you can bake a cookie, and you can have if you want it to be crispy on the outside and underdone on the inside, if you have that level of talent, then I think you can roast coffee. If you can bake bread, you can roast coffee.
So after having a great sit down with Joel from Courier Coffee, we had some free time. So I figured we would go and see every Stumptown we can find in Stumptown before meeting with Liam at the roastery to do a cupping and a private tour.
The reason that they're unlabeled, I'm not trying to be tricky. It's just nice to kind of remove any preconceived notions. We just want the coffees to speak for themselves. So the first step is what we call the fragrance. In the industry, we call dry aromatics fragrance and wet aromatics aroma. So we want to pick up each cup of each coffee, give it a little shake and or tap, and smell. So this is moving into what we were referring to as the aroma. So what's going to happen here in about 45 seconds, these will be done brewing, and we're going to try and get them to stop extracting, at least in the top part of the cups. And the way that's going to happen is you can see that there's kind of that layer of solids and oils. We want that to sink to the bottom, and we're going to use our spoons to make that happen. So the idea is going to be just gently pushing those grounds underneath the surface and getting them to sink down to the bottom. We don't want to stir up the stuff that's sitting down there. So we want to be very gentle as we're doing this part of the process. But when you break that surface, if you're right there, almost like an inch away from the surface and smelling, you can catch this burst of really delicate aromatics. If you're right there, you can catch it. If you miss it, it's gone forever. For those of us who are working in the industry, this is exactly what we do to develop our own palates. It's industry standard practice to slurp the coffee as loudly and obnoxiously as you possibly can. So something along these lines. And the reason for the obnoxious slurping is not just to look silly, although that's an added bonus. You're trying to mix the coffee with air, get all those aromatics we were smelling earlier to flow back up into your nose. Give it a try. It really, really, really does help. Well, you guys are getting on your way. I have some coffee for you.
Oh, Lord.
A little fuel for your French press.
I need coffee, of course.
And and a case of cold brew.
All right, well that was pretty awesome. Got hooked up with some Stumptown. Can't wait to try to drink every last bit of it.
So Jessy and I had this idea in mind that we were going to brew a pot of coffee on the road. We found someone to go with us from Portland to Seattle on Craigslist rideshare. Meet Aaron Hale.
All right, you ready to make some coffee?
Are you serious, dude?
Dead serious. There's
You really are cracked up.
we have a kettle. Yeah, there you go. And we brought this dope ass, fits perfectly with what we're doing, coffee cup converter situation. So plug it into this guy. We're gonna fill this with what? Oh no.
I don't know, man.
Oh no.
I don't think we have enough juice for the steam.
You know what? Fuck this. I'll get the French press. I'll put some good coffee in there.
How funny would it be to go into Starbucks and get water?
Alright. That's killer. The Guatemala Inch Bourbon. That looks great. Thank you so much.
Way more drinkable than Starbucks coffee.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
But so smooth. It's so smooth. Pretty much you just made pressed espresso. Kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
Without the pressure and the, you know, whatever.
Without the 500 pounds of pressure and
You know.
$10,000 with a machine.
Yeah.